Welcome to the Best Budget Gaming Monitors Awards show, where I will be rewarding each of these budget gaming monitors with exactly what they deserve. Links to all of these budget gaming monitors will be in the description below. Let's go. Best bang for your buck. ViewSonic Omni VX2728J 2K. I was genuinely impressed by how much the ViewSonic Omni delivers for just $249. The 27-inch QHD display with its 165Hz refresh rate made games look crisp and incredibly smooth. The fast IPS panel gave me vibrant colors with excellent color accuracy right out of the box. I measured a delta E of just 0.58 without any calibration. Input lag was practically non-existent at less than 1 ms, which made fast-paced shooters feel incredibly responsive. While it lacked some premium features like USB ports or super bright HDR, the anti-glare coating worked well, and the ergonomic stand was a nice surprise at this price point. For budget-cautious gamers looking for 1440p gaming without breaking the bank, this monitor is an absolute steal. The Overachiever. BenQ Mobius EX2510S. The BenQ Mobius EX2510S really surprised me with how much it punches above its $300 price tag. While it's only a 25-inch 1080p display, the 165Hz refresh rate combined with BenQ's excellent overdrive implementation made games look buttery smooth with virtually no motion blur. What really blew me away was the audio quality. The built-in speakers have surprisingly good bass response thanks to the BenQ's Trebolo audio technology, and even my headphones sounded better through this monitor. The HDR implementation isn't mind-blowing, but I did notice it hit over 400 nits in HDR content, which added some nice pop to games. The build quality feels premium with solid construction that doesn't wobble like many budget monitors. If you're looking for a smaller screen that delivers reliable performance without fancy extras, this monitor strikes an excellent balance between price and quality. Most overrated, HP Omen 32Q. I had high hopes for the HP Omen 32Q, but after using it, I'm not convinced it deserves all the praise it's getting. Yes, the 32-inch QHD panel gives you plenty of screen real estate for around $309, but the 92 pixels per inch density means text and smaller details look noticeably pixelated during everyday use. The IPS panel delivers good color accuracy with 100% sRGB and 89% DCI-P3 coverage, but the contrast ratio measured below average at around 800:1 instead of the advertised 1000:1. Gaming performance is decent with 165Hz refresh rate and low input lag, but nothing spectacular compared to other options in this price range. The port selection is also disappointingly sparse, with just 2 HDMI 2.0 ports and 1 display port. No USB ports or speakers to be found. If you absolutely need a 32-inch gaming monitor on a budget, it's serviceable, but there are better options if you're willing to go with a smaller screen size. Shut up and take my money. Gigabyte M28U. I've been testing the Gigabyte M28U for weeks now, and honestly it's the best bang for your buck 4K gaming monitor I've found. The 28-inch IPS panel delivers incredibly sharp visuals with that sweet 4K resolution, and the 144Hz refresh rate with 1 ms response time makes everything buttery smooth. What really sold me was the HDMI 2.1 support, perfect for my PS5 and Xbox Series X at 4K 120Hz. The colors are vibrant out of the box, and while the HDR isn't mind-blowing, the overall gaming experience is excellent. For around $500, you're getting features that would have cost $800+ just a couple of years ago. The GOAT, Xiaomi G Pro 27i. This monitor completely blew me away. I can't believe that Xiaomi has accomplished at this price point. The G Pro 27i packs a 27-inch 1440p panel with mini LED technology featuring 1152 dimming zones, which gives it incredible contrast and HDR performance that rivals monitors twice its price. Gaming at 180Hz feels incredibly responsive with practically zero input lag, and the overdrive implementation is surprisingly precise with almost no ghosting. The colors are absolutely stunning thanks to its quantum dot layer. I measured over 111% DCI-P3 coverage in my testing, making games look incredibly vibrant. At just $390, this is hands down the best value mini LED gaming monitor you can buy today, though it does lack USB ports and speakers. God tier, Pixio PXC277 Advanced. I wasn't expecting much from this $240 monitor, but the Pixio PXC277 Advanced completely changed my mind about budget gaming displays. This 27-inch 1440p curved VA panel delivers an impressive 4,000:1 contrast ratio that makes dark scenes in games look incredibly deep and rich compared to typical IPS monitors. The 165Hz refresh rate and 1 ms response time provide smooth gameplay that's perfect for everything except the most hardcore competitive gaming. What really impressed me was the color performance. It covers 124% of the sRGB color space, giving games a vibrant, punchy look that you typically don't find at this price point. While the stand is basic and the HDR support is limited, the overall gaming experience is shockingly good for something that costs less than most mechanical keyboards. One Trick Pony, Dell G2524H. This Dell G2524H is a budget gaming monitor that does one thing really well: high refresh rate gaming. With a native 240Hz refresh rate that can be overclocked to 280Hz, this thing absolutely flies for competitive gaming. I was impressed by how consistently fast the response time is across different refresh rates, and there's minimal VRR flicker when frame rates change. The motion clarity is decent though not exceptional. There's still some blur with fast-moving objects. Where it falls short is picture quality. The IPS panel has a low contrast ratio making black look gray, and it completely lacks HDR support. For around $200, it's a solid choice if all you care about is high refresh rate PC gaming, but it's pretty limited for anything else. Most improved, LG Ultra Gear 32GN 650B. This LG is a significant upgrade over its predecessor, the 32GK 650F, bumping the refresh rate from 144 to 165 Hz, and improving both response time and input lag. I've been testing this 32-inch 1440 PVA panel, and the contrast ratio is fantastic at 3000 to 1, giving you those deep inky blacks that make games look more immersive. The flat screen design is a nice change from all the curved VA panels on the market. However, there's a clear weakness: motion handling. When playing dark, fast-paced games, the smearing is definitely noticeable as pixels struggle to transition quickly enough. The ergonomics are decent with height adjustment and pivot, though it oddly lacks swivel functionality. If you're not super sensitive to ghosting and want a large screen with great contrast, this is a solid mid-range option. Most underrated, ViewSonic XG2431. The ViewSonic XG2431 is a hidden gem that deserves way more attention than it gets. This 24-inch 1080p monitor with a 240Hz refresh rate absolutely nails the fundamentals of competitive gaming. What really impressed me was the Pure XP Plus blur reduction feature, which lets you customize the backlight strobing to your preference. The input lag is ridiculously low at just 2 ms total, making it perfect for competitive gaming. Color accuracy is surprisingly good out of the box, and while the IPS panel's contrast ratio is only around 900 to 1, the motion clarity more than makes up for it. The build quality feels premium with excellent ergonomics, and it even includes a USB hub, something you rarely find at this price point. If you're looking for a competitive gaming monitor under $350, this should be at the top of your list. Biggest letdown, Dell G2724D. I was so excited to get my hands on this budget gaming monitor with its 1440p resolution and 165Hz refresh rate, but man, what a disappointment. The backlight bleed is absolutely terrible and seems to get worse over time. While the color representation on sRGB is decent and it has good G-Sync compatibility, the build quality feels cheap with that flimsy plastic bezel and bendable back panel. Sure, it gets bright enough for office use and has great ergonomics, but for gaming the motion handling is just okay. There's still noticeable blur with fast-moving objects despite Dell's claims. For around $300, I expected better picture quality, especially in dark rooms where blacks look embarrassingly gray. Guilty pleasure, AOC CQ27G3Z. I absolutely love this monitor, even though I probably shouldn't. This AOC is a curved VA panel that delivers incredible contrast at around 4000 to 1 native, making dark scenes look so much better than IPS competitors. For under $400, you get a crazy 240Hz refresh rate at 1440p, which is usually reserved for premium displays. The backlight stroke blur reduction is exceptional, one of the best I've seen with almost none of those annoying phasing artifacts. Sure, it skips some convenience features like USB ports and speakers, and there's some backlight bleed in the corners, but the gaming performance is solid. That tight 1000R curve creates an immersive effect that I've really come to enjoy, even if it causes slight image distortion. Trying too hard, Dell Alienware AW2724DM. This monitor feels like it's desperately trying to be premium without actually getting there. The Alienware AW2724DM has all these flashy RGB lighting zones on the back that I never actually see while gaming. And while the 165Hz refresh rate sounds impressive, it doesn't feel noticeably better than standard 144Hz displays. The HDR performance is particularly disappointing. Despite being VESA Display HDR 600 certified, small highlights don't pop, and the local dimming feature with just 16 zones causes terrible blooming in dark scenes. Text clarity is also an issue with noticeable color fringing around text. That said, it does have excellent ergonomics with height pivot, swivel, and tilt adjustments, and the current sale price of $199 makes it somewhat more palatable despite its flaws. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. For more videos like this in the future, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Alright, peace out.